Hello again, this is Yavor Stefanov from Kvarta Soft Ltd. Our devices are used by major radio and television broadcasters around the world, and today I'll be showing you a quick tutorial on how to install and use one of our DAB monitors V2 for radio monitoring. Now, before I start the tutorial, I'd just like to say that this is one of our demo devices. It's located in our office, and anyone can have access to these demos from our website at www.kvarta.net. Once you have connected an RF antenna input to the device and then connected the device to the network with the Ethernet cable provided, just open an internet browser, enter the device's default IP address, which I will display to you now, and when prompted, use the default username and password. At first, they're both admin, but you can change them to whatever you want after you first log on. Once you've done that, then the embedded website should appear. Just remember that your computer should have an IP address which is in the same network. Now that you're connected, you have to search for and install some frequencies, and you can do that in the installation menu. The DAB Monitor V2 has worldwide FM band support, Band 3 DAB and DAB Plus support, also RDS support, and optional AM and HD radio support. Here you can also configure the SNMP with up to 4 trap servers and the email address to which you will receive any alerts if you are using the device for monitoring and any alarms were triggered. So in the configuration menu you have standard IP settings, the System tab for remote and time configuration, Status for the device's current status, and also the Update tab, where you can see the device's current firmware and the features it has, some of which are purchasable add-ons for our devices, like the alarm profiles. The DAB monitor is future-proof as it also supports remote firmware upgrades. We're always working on improving our devices, so I suggest checking for newer firmware on a regular basis. When the installation is done, you can go to the radio menu, select the modulation, type in the frequency of the monitored carrier, wait for the device to lock on, and you can start listening to some radio by clicking the play button. You can tune the next or previous station by using the arrow keys here. Pressing the RDS tab will open a detailed decoding page about RDS and RBDS, radio text, program service, alternative frequencies, and so on. If you want to use the device for monitoring, you have to go back to the radio configuration menu and select monitoring. You can now add new frequencies to the different modulations with the Add New button. Channel or frequency set depend on the chosen modulation. Also, this is where you edit or delete old frequencies. Pressing on the monitoring box for a specific carrier opens detailed monitoring information for that carrier. Each circle in the monitoring box displays different alarm status. If an alarm is not enabled, the circle remains gray. If the circle is red, that shows that a measured value is out of the set thresholds, while green shows measured value is within the set boundaries. Since the device is in monitoring mode, the Alarms tab is now active, and alarm thresholds can be set for each modulation in the Alarms menu. Normally, they're located in the Alarms menu, right here, but since this demo device in particular has the add-on Alarm Profiles option, let me show you to you here. They are relocated in the new Profiles tab that goes with the feature. Remember, you don't lose these alarms if you don't have the Alarm Profiles option. The feature just gives extra profiles which can be configured differently each, then applied to separate frequencies, allowing far more flexible alarms to be set, therefore securing better monitoring. Our various demo devices have some of these options installed beforehand in order to allow future clients to actually see and use these options and features before they purchase any devices, along with the different options they might want, if any. Here you can set FM alarms, DAB alarms, audio alarms, which are active for both FM and DAB modulation, and data alarms for DAB radio. The log tab is used for logging various data. For example, the alarms log shows the last 20 activated alarms. The daily log alarms stores alarm logs in files. And the daily log scan can log measurements in files at a specific period. Charts are also available while in monitoring mode. They are used for displaying a graphical representation of the RF parameters. Just select the modulation, frequency, and parameter you are interested in, and the chart is ready. In the log view, you can see a graphical representation of how measurements have changed over time. All the information for these charts comes from the Logs tab that we just covered a minute ago. And with that, I think we covered most of the important parts about the DAB Monitor V2. Thank you for your time again, and I hope this video was useful to you in some way. This is Yavor Stefanov from Kvarta signing off.